Yo, what's up guys, it's King Sean here, and in today's video, I will be talking about whether or not Adam Peters got the steal of the draft in the third round, and if he got our franchise left tackle in the third round of the 2024 NFL Draft. So, if you guys are new to my channel, leave a like down below, subscribe, turn on notifications, and other than that, let's get straight into today's video. The player I'm talking about is none other than Brandon Coleman, man. Coleman was excellent versus the Giants yesterday. Coming into yesterday's game, the Giants had 35 sacks on the year. And they still do because we didn't allow a single sack yesterday. But coming into the game, man, they were the best team at getting to the quarterback, taking the QB down. Dexter Lawrence, he has 9 sacks on the year. 9 sacks for a nose tackle. That's insane. He is most definitely the leader in the Defensive Player of the Year race, I would assume. Azeez Ojulari, he's been good off the edge this season. He is obviously filling in for Kayvon Thibodeau, who's on IR right now. And then Brian Burns, he's been good as well. So it's going to be a challenge for Brandon Coleman, who was mainly lined up against Brian Burns yesterday. He did a fantastic job, and shout out to Ryan Fowler because he tweeted out some film on his Twitter page. I'm not going to put it in this video because potential copyright purposes, but Brandon Coleman did a really good job against Brian Burns, man. He did a really good job, and we probably helped him out sometimes, like chipping Brian Burns or chipping Azeez Ojulari. But Brandon Coleman had a lot of one-on-one opportunities, and he stood his ground on those one-on-one opportunities, which I absolutely love, man. PFF gave Coleman an 89.2 pass block grade. He didn't allow a single pressure nor a single sack. That is insane right there, man. That is incredible against a Giants D-line that is phenomenal at getting to the quarterback. That's really good. And that was all on 27 pass blocking snaps, man. He was literally perfect yesterday. Now, he did have that one holding call, so I guess not entirely perfect. However, outside of that holding call, he was perfect. Like, he was amazing yesterday, man. Brandon Coleman, he was really good. Adam Peters, man, AP is so incredible. Chef P is so incredible, man. The fact that we found our franchise quarterback and potentially, and I'm not saying Brandon Coleman is for sure our franchise left tackle because, you know, we still got a long season ahead of us. But right now, it's looking like he is, man, because it's not only, you know, yesterday's game against the Giants. He's been looking good really since the Bengals game in week 3 versus the Bucks and Giants in week 1 and 2. He struggled a little bit, I'm not going to lie, but rookie left tackle, it's all right. Since the Bengals game, I mean, he did a great job of blocking Trey Hendrickson. He really only allowed 1 sack, which, you know, it's Trey Hendrickson, so he's going to get his too. But Brandon Coleman did a really good job of blocking Trey Hendrickson. He did a great job versus the Cardinals, the Browns, even against the Ravens. Wasn't perfect against the Ravens, however, was really good against the Ravens. I think he only allowed 3 pressures, which isn't bad against a Ravens D-line that is really good. And he didn't allow a single sack to Myles Garrett. I mean, that is just incredible. Now, Garrett did have some pressures. I think he had like 3, maybe 4 pressures. And we did chip a lot. We did chip him a lot, which helped Brandon Coleman out. However, Brandon Coleman did have some one-on-one opportunities in that game, as always. And he did a pretty solid job of blocking Myles Garrett. He did a good job of standing his ground, man. So, Brandon Coleman, he's been super, super good this season. And Adam Peters, man, like I said, if you found our franchise quarterback and franchise left tackle in the same draft, we might as well build the statue right now because that is just incredible. And when we drafted Brandon Coleman, I was cool with the pick, but I did want a guy like Roger Rosengarten or Patrick Paul in the second round, or maybe even trade back up into the first round, select a tackle for your young quarterback in Jaden Daniels. So when we drafted Brandon Coleman in the third round and passed up on all those other guys, I was fine with it. You know, I trusted AP, but did want one of those guys. However, it proved to be the right decision. Through 9 weeks, man, Brandon Coleman, he's been excellent this season, all right? Excellent. Well, maybe not excellent. However, he's been really good. Excellent. I wouldn't say excellent because he obviously has had, you know, some flaws, some mistakes, and he's a rookie left tackle, you know. You got to get acclimated to the NFL, but he's been getting better and better each and every week. And honestly, you could say that Giants game yesterday was his best performance all season long. So, love the pick by Adam Peters, man. AP, I trust you, man. Chef P, whatever you do, whatever you decide to do, man, trust you, man. So, once again, man, Brandon Coleman, he's turning out to be an excellent pick by Adam Peters. And real quick, before we get to these PFF grades, shout out to Bobby Johnson, OG Bobby Johnson, O-line Bobby Johnson, because when we first hired him, I'm not going to lie, me, as with a lot of other fans, we were skeptical about the hire because the Giants O-line gave up 85 sacks back in 2023, which is just an absurd amount, bro. That is just insane right there. And not all of it was on Bobby Johnson. I mean, their talent on that O-line, besides Andrew Thomas, it wasn't great. Evan Neal, he has turned out to be a bust in the NFL. John Michael Schmitz, their rookie center, he struggled a lot in 2023, as well as, I want to say, who was their other tackle? I'm sorry, their other tackle was Evan Neal. And then they also had Andrew Thomas. Andrew Thomas was really the only bright spot of that O-line. Everybody else was pretty disappointing, but a lot of the blame did go on Bobby Johnson for not coaching up those guys better, or as to what they expected him to be when they hired him. So they let go of him this offseason. We hired him, and I was very skeptical of the hire, I'm not going to lie, because you hired a guy that coached an O-line that just gave up 85 sacks in a season. I mean, that's just insane. But you know what? I trust DQ, trust AP, so gave him the benefit of the doubt, and he's turned out really well, man. And against his former team yesterday, his O-line gave up not a single sack and only 5 pressures, which is just incredible, man. So once again, shout out to Bobby Johnson, because he deserves a lot of the respect, because the O-line is playing amazing right now. And as for the PFF grades, Brandon Coleman overall a 78.6 PFF grade, which is pretty good. Andrew Wiley 64.2, Nick Allegretti 63 flat, Sam Cosmi 56.4, Biotish 55.9. I'm not sure how Cosmi and Biotish's grades are so low. I hate when PFF does that. Like, their grades are so low when they performed pretty well yesterday, but it's what it is right there. Jaden Daniels had an 88.2 PFF grade. He was incredible yesterday, obviously. Noah Brown 79.0, Eckler 78.7, Diami 76.1, Olamide 73.3, and Chris Rodriguez 72.6. And on the defensive side of the ball, Bobby Wagner had a 78.9 grade. Lawrence Armstrong had a 78.8 grade. Jerzon Newton 77.5, Quan Martin 75.5, Jeremy Chin 74.6, and Noah I 68.3. So those are your PFF grades right there. And that is it for today's video. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe, turn on notifications, comment down below how you guys feel Brandon Coleman and the rest of the O-line has performed this year, and comment down below your thoughts on the PFF grades. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.